Okay.
Leaders.
But let's talk about what we're talking about, though. What are we talking about?
About how... What you were talking about, how the world's crazy?
Yeah, the world's crazy.
Alright, well, in one level could be how people in authority could sacrifice those who work underneath them, who they're supposed to be supporting and protecting as a leader, but they're not really considered a leader because they're only in a place of authority. They don't spiritually act like a leader. The reason that is because a leader would look out for those who they shepherd, but instead they're using the employees to their own personal benefit instead of a benefit as a unit. And so this could be an example could be how there is an office somewhere and the regional manager realizes that if he cuts a certain individual because of a personal bias, it would save the company money. But instead, that person might have unidentified problems that the regional manager is unaware of, and that would... I need to catch my flow again because people are coming in. I need you to find my phone. That could make him... Alright. Sorry.
I see where you're going with it. You're giving an example of how people abuse their power, the position of power.
Yeah, but when you're in a position of power, it's not to have power. You're supposed to be a leader. A person is given authority because, well, being a leader helps the unit. It isn't supposed to help you as an individual. And normally, what can happen is that, let's go back to where I said the person could have a problem that's unidentified with the regional manager, and because of this might decrease the person's performance. But the regional manager, in his eyes, in his unhumane business corporated eyes, will think, this sheep is not producing enough fur. Maybe because where that sheep is grazing, the grass isn't very green there. So therefore, this sheep needs to be slaughtered. When really, if I were to rearrange this sheep, maybe it'll start producing enough fur as the rest of the sheep. So, in the eyes of someone who's in authority and not a leader, they can't identify the difference between this. They can only see what is given to them in a way that their selfishness will only cut out for themselves. And that would be that, this sheep is not doing its best. This sheep is not supporting me as good as I want it to be supported. Therefore, this gives me a reason to inflict my power upon it and to inflict my discourage, which I should be blaming on myself, to put on this individual. So,
why do people do that?
Well, because they could get carried away with their position, and they'll forget about human values, and they'll think that they'll get confused on their responsibility as a person instead of, I should be making sure this company is afloat, not these people's lives. When really he's trying to keep the interests of both in mind. But really, you have to have a more spiritual understanding of both things to see the personal humane side. And so some people who love themselves too much, they don't really like to look at that side. So.
And what is your name and what's your age?
Kade Matyis, 16 years old.
Thanks, Kade Matyis. Thank you.